Hi, I'm Derek Deese, Executive Director of Man to Man Father Initiative. We are one of the programs of the South Carolina Center for Father and Family, where our goal is to provide the means for men to be better fathers. We're going to go into this session to talk about men or fathers as a provider. As fathers, our goal is to provide more than just for our children financially, but it's the economic, social, psychological, and spiritual provisions. So join us this session as we talk about fathers as provider. Feel free to share it with someone, because as men come together, we really have some deep conversation that's really going to get into some stuff, some real life application. So it's not just lecture, it's not lecture, but it's really getting to the nuts and bolts of what it is to be a provider. Join us as we go in. So let's get in this. So how do I invest in my child? Whether being non-custodial or custodial, how do I invest? What does investing in my child look like? Because especially right now, because right now kids are out of school. Mm-hmm. So how do I invest in my child with this time that I got now?
Time, like I said earlier, you use technology. Say hi, see how you doing. My youngest son and I, when we're talking on FaceTime, we talk about some funny videos that we see on TV. Mm-hmm. He'll tag me, or they'll tag me and stuff. And once they tag me, that sparks a conversation.
Absolutely.
Last night, about 12 o'clock, my youngest son tagged me in this funny video. That's another conversation. Justin lives in Atlanta. Justin is an avid, well, all of us are avid, diehard Cowboy fan. Mm-hmm. So, and those things.
It create memories.
Yeah, conversation. Memories. And so anytime Justin, throughout the day, throughout the day, Justin will tag me in some Cowboy stuff. That's conversation throughout the day. Malik knows that I box. He'll tag me.
So you're saying that you have to have a special relationship with each child because every child's personality is different.
Absolutely.
And I totally agree with that. Like, right now, my oldest daughter, she works in the healthcare profession and she goes to work. So our conversation is about taking care of yourself. She's on the front line. She's an essential worker, and being safe. Versus my youngest daughter. She's still in school. How's your homework going? How's your schoolwork? Are you everything okay? And then again, it goes back to co-parenting also, because not only checking on the child, I check on the mother. Hey, how are you doing? How's everything going? Because I know if things may not be going right with her, it might not be going right.
Now you just turned down the lane. I got a pry on that.
I got to tell you the story though.
Okay,
go ahead.
I got a pry on that because. So what you're saying is that your relationship with the child's mother will have an impact on the child itself. How dad treats mom. I want y'all to get that. How dad treats mom will impact how the child will see you. Why is that important?
Because sometimes relationships don't work, but you can still be friends. And, we've been broke up for years, but we talk pretty much every week. Or if I have things and questions, it's not what you calling me for. It's not on the level I'm trying to get back with you. We're co-parents. We're friends.
Now, I'm sure that didn't happen overnight, did it?
No, it's always been a work in progress.
Okay.
But you have to maintain communication, and from day one, still our priority is still our child. So whatever our child needs, like I said, my daughter's in the dance. We agree on these things. If there's food that's needed, if there's clothes that's needed, I see each child just like a business, and we're 50% owners.
Oh, that's deep. Deep.
I invest in,
You don't want to bankrupt your business, right?
Yeah.
Which is the child.
So what you put in now is what you're going to get back later on. My child went from being, starting in the dance to progressing faster than what most kids will. She does her own solo. And we're there. I may not, mom travels, make sure everything is good. I may not make every dance, but I'll make the ones I can make.
And then it's something you say often, return on investment. Mm-hmm. If you invest properly, you're looking to get good returns.
Good returns.
Yeah.
Whatever you invest on day one, you're going to reap 18 years later.
Yeah.
I tell you this. When we talk about investments,
Okay.
I remember growing up. We grew up on a farm, so my dad worked all the time, especially during the summer. Anybody who know anything about farming, summertime you ain't got time to do anything but farm. But I remember would play summer baseball.
Okay.
And my mom had to take me to all the games and all the practices. But no matter what game we played or where we was, my dad would somehow find the time to just ride by the game, and he would make sure he see me back at least one time. And that did all the good in the world for me.
Did you look for him?
I knew he was coming because you can hear his truck, the old farm truck. You hear it.
Now, what if the truck never showed? What would that do to you if the truck never showed?
It would break my heart because I'm like, I know Dad coming, and he never disappointed me. And I don't care where we were, and I knew he had to work. He was working hard, and you hear pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh, everybody's so looking like that's your dad. And he would ride
pulling up in the Fred Sanford
game. And never missed a game.
Now, how old are you now?
I'm 38 years old.
And look at the emotions that you're showing off that memory.
But you know what, man? That's as Terrence says, that's so phenomenal. Because I played sports in high school, and I remember playing football. My grandfather, he was there for every event, man, when I was in the hospital, playing sports, whatever. And football season, man, he would always stand on the outside of the gate with my brother and my cousin. And I would always, if we're going that way, if I'm running a touchdown, I would always try to cross over to see him, just to end up in front of him. On baseball season, man, he would never come in the gate. But he would be standing somewhere, and I'm always, looking to see where he's at.
You were looking for him.
Yes. He loved baseball. So, and I liked baseball, but I did it because of him.
You know what? You said something just now. Even though he loved baseball, he loved the person more that was playing the baseball.
Oh, yes.
And that was y'all way to have your moments.
Yeah. I remember St. Louis Cardinals was in the World Series. They had a pitcher by the name of John Tudor. So I'm taking y'all back a little bit. But anyway, but he and I sat up and watched the World Series. And I may have been in the 8th grade. We watched that entire game. And I remember him getting up, going to the refrigerator, doing a commercial. And he would say, Thread, you want something to drink? Yes, sir. Or I get up, bring, it was just our time, So, and then farming. He was a farmer. He taught me how to drive a tractor.
Wow.
Never thought I would be driving a tractor. I learned to drive a tractor in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Young.
Yeah.
With all of that, how did that impact you as a person to this day? Because it looks like when y'all talked about it, I don't know if y'all notice your body language, but your body language changed. It's like your mind. So to me, whenever that happens, man, that impacts us so far down the road.
Let me tell you, I say this often. When I'm talking about my grandfather, I say this, and I mentioned it to Terrence. My grandfather's the greatest man I've ever known, hands down, because he taught to me about, social stuff. It was the first time I ever had a bank account in the 5th grade. He started. He talked about budgeting, not throwing your money away. He always talked about being accountable. Always be someplace where people know where you're at. So I take a lot of those lessons
to now
with my sons. When I'm calling my sons, I want to know where you at.
So I heard something in it. So you transfer values that was given to you.
Oh, yes.
And you get those values, you pass them on, your son is going to pass them on. Now watch this. What if a child never gets those values? What does he have to pass along to his sons?
You don't have anything to pass.
There's no legacy.
You have to grab from other men. And when they're grabbing from other men, sometimes those other men teach negative things.
That's how we get these gangs.
Okay. Because the gang is really a surrogate family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These kids, they're looking for that love.
Gotcha.
And that love can come in a form of negativity. So
the guy on the block has the big car, has the ladies, tells little JoJo, hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm gonna be a father to you. Just take this bag of weed and go across the street and give it to
Quincy Jones said something, and I think it's true. We do what we see.
Yes.
So if growing up, if that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm gonna do.
Wow.
Right, wrong, and indifferent.
That's right.
I'm gonna throw a word in there. I heard affirmation.
You want to come on the set?
No, but I heard affirmation. Whether it's positive or negative, that child, that young boy is looking for that affirmation.
Oh, yeah.
So when you give him that weed, that affirms me, so I can go out. I could be a drug dealer.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. And sometimes we got to understand this, that the life we live, the children emulate what you do, not just what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They emulate what you do and what you say. So let's move on. What has been your greatest investment in your child's life? Your greatest investment?
For me, being available. To just let my child know that you can do anything. You can be successful. You know, you work at it, it can happen. You know, my grandfather always say, you know, don't want nothing you're not willing to work for. So if you put in the work, you can do it. You're not a dummy, no matter what society may say to you. You know, my daughter, I call her my little smarty. I always say that from day one. I text her, good morning. And sometimes you just have to put words in child to let them even think, oh, my daddy called me smarty. I must be smart. Where versus society said, oh, you're not this. You know, to be available to make sure she has an opportunity. I mean, regardless of whether or not it's dance, it's softball or baseball. I know, you know, I've seen Craig with his sons, just providing the means for them to whatever goal they may have in their mind or whatever they want to be, them having that opportunity. Some of us didn't grow up with those opportunities, you know, not having a dad around to, you know, ever come to the game or doing this, it puts a different feeling in you, you know. So then now for me, I don't want my child to ever have to go through that. So if she's saying, Dad, I want to dance, Dad, I want to cheer, Dad, I want to do whatever, as long as it's something positive, I'm all in.
Wow. It is very important to spend quality time with your children. And we're going to show and demonstrate some things you can do with your children while you're at home with them. How you can just take a football or soccer ball and go outside and just kick the ball around and play with your kids. We're going to have some demonstration of that. But also it's very important for you to spend leisure time in the educational department of your children. It makes children feel so valued for a father to sit down and read books to your children, to talk to them and let them know that you are interested in them. So spending time with your children is very powerful. Join us as we go through these sessions to talk about spending time with your children, but also to demonstrate what that looks like. And I feel, you know, I'm just reflecting. I think my greatest investment in my children, it would have to be time. You know, I never made, and my kids never lacked financially because I felt like even if I had to do a part-time job along with my job too, it didn't matter. And that's all through life, or going extra, going beyond. But children like for you to talk to them, spend time, even be a clown with them sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You know, sometimes I think we so much try, we try too hard to be the don't do this and don't do that we forget that you're dealing with miniature people.
Yep.
So sometimes even laughing, being a clown, my little 7-year-old, my wife said, he's just like you. You know, he looks like her, but acts like me. He laughs and like to have fun. And he amazes me sometimes. And then my daughter, she's the prissy type. So now she likes to go on Instagram and show me some funny meme, and I have to do that with her. And then my other daughter, she's like,
I would go on Instagram.
I mean, because each child is different. So I think my greatest investment is spending time, but also meeting them where they are. Being in the moment with them. I think our children should always feel like I can come to dad without being judged, about anything, whatever it is. Now, there's certain things, the girls have to go to the moms on,
Right.
but at the end of the day, at least being present.
It's time for me. I taught all 3 of my sons how to play all sports.
Mm.
And now, Justin having a son, he's doing the same thing I did to him. He's doing to his son.
Mm.
He's already put the ball in his hand. He spends a lot of time with his kid. And so, I see a lot of the lessons that I've taught. Either Justin is showing it to his son, or Cornelius, my youngest son, I used to take him to the boxing gym with me. So one night during a football game, he was on the sideline doing a football game, showing a kid how to box.
Wow, you saw yourself.
Yeah. but Wanda saw it. She tapped me and she said, look, he was on the sideline showing a kid how to slip punches, how to duck punches. I was doing a football game, but he wasn't dressed out, and the other kid wasn't playing. So I'm like, okay, well, still, but anyway, that moment.
You saw fruit from the seed you planted.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. I would, for me, the greatest investment I would say is humility.
Mm-hmm.
Because me being a stepfather, showing my daughter that, number one, I'm humble. I'm not trying to take the role of your father. I'm not trying to move your father out the way. I'm just an addition. And still showing her that same love that our biological father would show his daughter.
I'm going to say that again because I think some men get intimidated when the mother has moved on and now she's met someone else.
Right.
That dad is going to take my place.
Right.
And to you, what do you say about that?
I would say,
how should a man feel?
First of all, it's about humility on both ends.
Okay.
Dropping the pride, as you say.
Okay.
And understanding that, I'm not here to take the role of the biological father. I'm not here to disrespect the biological father. I'm not here to push the biological father out the way.
Gotcha.
I'm just here to be an addition. I'm coming into this situation, and I love you unconditionally. No judgment.
Gotcha.
And I'm here for you, love you just like if you were my biological child.
And can you partner with the biological dad?
Absolutely. We have a good relationship.
Gotcha.
We don't beef. It's no pride thing.
Gotcha.
We see each other. We speak. We have that conversation, and it's no love lost there.
Keeping the focus on the child.
On the child, not about us. It's about the child.
Well, let me ask a question for you guys that have children, even you, because you are an extension. Do you ever sit and assess yourself over the years, what I could have done differently? Grade yourself. Where am I at as a father? What could I have done differently?
Absolutely. You know what? It's funny. It's funny you said that. Even to this day, last night, I was reflecting on, because each child is different. So if each child is different, each child has a different psychosocial need. And I asked myself, okay, could I have done more of this with this child? Or this child likes to rough and tumble. This child likes to at least sit down and listen to me for at least 20 minutes or 30 minutes or more. I think as parents, we're going to always look at, I could have did a little bit better, could have did a little bit more here or there. And I think naturally we're going to feel that way. Even if you were the best parent in the world, I think there's still something that we could improve on. And I think as men sometimes, we are so pressured, or we feel pressured to provide financially. Sometimes we can get so caught up in trying to provide financially that we may neglect some emotional provisions, or you can get stressed on your job and got bills, and then when you see that child, your mind's still on those bills that you may ignore.
It goes back to our upbringing. If that's all you saw, somebody giving you, you're thinking that's love.
Yeah.
What happens when you're older and you're doing the same thing? Same thing.
Yeah.
Until somebody shows you different.
Absolutely.
So
I think that was part of my experience growing up. My grandfather always say, you make a child, you go provide for them, make sure they got a stable place to stay, food to eat, clothes on their back. And, I was taught that at 8. I'm like, I don't even plan on, I ain't thinking about it. But that was always a lesson. So fast forward when you have a child, you know, your values is make sure you got a place to stay decent. And depending on your work situation or your job situation or financially, you may have to, you know, spend more time working. Because that was, like, for me, you know, what the assessment saying, like, I spent a lot of weekends traveling, you know, working. And it's like, okay, there could have been some weekends could have scaled it back. And I actually got into doing it, whereas instead of me going somewhere for a weekend sometimes, it may be just that one day and make sure that Saturday or Sunday I go visit.
Gotcha.
And especially, you know, that's coming from, you know, when you're a non-custodial parent. But sometimes that does happen with people in the house also. Like you say, you're always working, you're always going. And your time when you come home, I'm tired.
And that child feels neglected.
Yeah.
Or feels like, well, they don't have no time for me.
Yeah. Or you giving them the tired energy. Like, Dad, come on to the, son, you know.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I realized about your children, they don't tell you the truth. I remember I went to pick Malik up, take him to school from Wanda's job. Malik was in my truck, and I asked Malik, I said, do you think I'm a good father? He said, yeah, sometimes. I'm saying, sometimes. And Malik is the one that makes me think, because when Malik would see me, he would always put his arms around my shoulder and put his head in my chest. But as time went on, when I started pulling back on my time, the relationship became strained. And so I always look back on what I could have done best or what I could have done more of. And it was time. You know, I think I turned loose too fast in cultivating my sons.
And when you said that, I got a visual. It's like our life is an IV to our children's heart.
Yeah.
It really provides the emotional support. So we're going to wrap this segment part up and really just focus. And men that are watching, we want to give you the opportunity to get this information, spend time with your kids, share, because we're all in this together. So this is I do want to say this before we go to the next segment. Right now, fathers are going to have to be their kids' teachers at home.
Yep.
How interesting is that? I mean, could this create a moment? Because now they're having to take lessons plans to the house. A father can actually create a memory by going over the math, the reading with the children. Because right now, school is out. I mean, there's no school going on. So what opportunity does that present?
One of my large brothers and I were talking about this the other day, and I said, well, buddy, a lot of parents are being put on notice now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So who's going to step up?
Yeah.
This is a time that fathers can really show that, you know, our place in society.
They can be a hero.
Yes.
They can show. You know what? And I think this can show the biological mothers. While dad is out of work, he's at the house. He's not just flipping, watching ESPN, because there ain't too much sports going on right now. He can really redirect his time toward his child. Hey, son, let's go over this math homework. Or what did your teacher give? You know, let me. Or can you read this lesson to me? Mm-hmm. That will create a memory that will last a lifetime.
And while you were speaking with that, I just thought about now is a perfect time for us as men and as fathers to repurpose.
Oh man,
now is the perfect time. I mean, we got downtime. You know, the economy's kind of stopped. Jobs is kind of stopped. And you can't go shopping. You can't go to sports, whatever. So now, what are we using this time to do? And so if we come out of coronavirus the same way we went in, then we ain't serving no purpose.
There's no more business as usual. There's a new normal.
So I can be a better parent.
Yes.
I can reinvent myself.
Ain't no way on God's earth you should come out of coronavirus the same way you went in.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
So now I can take my time and say, hey, let me rebrand myself as a parent. Or let me reevaluate and see where I was running so fast that I didn't take time to be available. And now we can use time to be available.
Well, you could be a new parent. You can have a new career, a new job.
Even
Even with your finances. Even with your finances.
It's time,
You know,
right now.
if you were living day to day, you can't do that anymore. You got to prepare for the future. You got to save.
So let's look at that, prepare for the future. So right now, do you think it's very, very valuable because we may have a new economy that maybe men need to evaluate what skills they may need,
Absolutely.
what training they may obtain, so when it ends, I can position myself for the new job, the new economy,
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it's coming.
that I can provide better
It's
for my
coming.
kids.
Yeah.
Whether you ready or not, the new economy is coming.
It's coming.
Gotcha.
Well, the thing of it is also is to prepare yourself educationally. You know,
Okay.
although schools may not be open right now, maybe reading up on the subject matter or perfecting what you already have, or
Developing a new skill set.
developing a new skill.
Gotcha.
But just really getting yourself, like you say, going to the mindset of I'm gonna do something different this time, or maybe I'll put more time into my kid because, like you say, now is the time of self-reflection. If you don't have that norm to get up and go to work and stuff like that, so
Gotcha.
we have to pull ourselves back. But also, like I say, you have more time to reach out to your kids, and that's going to be a new normal. Like say, if you're a non-custodial parent, that's different because right now, not being able to travel and go see, or taking your child out somewhere, parenting is becoming different. Also, even if for ones that's in the house, like I got to see them every day, all day.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know how to adjust to that, and then also just
And getting to know them. I mean, now, like, man, you don't grow that much intellectually, or you like this, or now your new favorite color is orange instead of green like it was last year. You really get a chance to reorientate yourself back
And
to
even
family.
as James said, you know, coming out is different. I think just one thing we also need to keep in mind is evaluating the mental health side of this.
Amen to that.
You know, taking some time to get yourself because some people are stressed out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with that stress comes the separation of, man, I can't do nothing for my child right now financially.
Yeah.
Knowing how to convert that over to being there mentally.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
just, you know, that would be my one thing to even kind of wrap this up the end. Just focus on your mental health, find books to read, but find more creative ways to interact with your kids right now because a lot of us don't have the means to do the things we want, or we just actually can't do it because of society and where things are.
Gotcha.
But to go through this and figure out how can I make it work for right now.
Gotcha.
And as a fatherhood program, and as men, we got to continue to have those conversations.
Absolutely.
Continue to talk about closing the gap.
Absolutely.
How do you get better?
Absolutely.
You know, in a time of crisis.
Absolutely.
You know, as James said, there's no more business as usual.
That's right.
You can't go in this thing thinking you're going to come out the same way. It just don't happen that way. You got to think about repositioning yourself
For the better.
for the better.
And I think also not living in fear.
Yeah.
Because your child is going to feed off you.
Yeah.
If a man is panic, fear, anxieties, that's going to reflect on that kid. One thing I can reflect on my dad that I think walks with me till today. He's still alive, but I admired his resilience, his firmness, his boldness, and his courage during any time. I don't care if it was a tornado. I don't care if it's economic issues. He always conveyed that level of confidence that made me feel that everything was going to be all right. You know, and as a man thinketh, so is he. So if he felt confident, that confidence came upon me. Until this day, I think I took that from him. Like, okay,
Because you knew, well, if the structure of the household was fine,
That's right.
then I knew everything was going to be okay.
that's right. That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we'll get into other segments
Yeah.
of how to, and this has been great. But men, we're with you. We're in this together. We are family. Take what you heard, share it. If you're a service provider, take this information, share with men, because men deal with real issues and fathers. And sometimes being a provider may be stressful, sometimes may be challenging, but with the right information, you can make the most joyous experience that you can ever have.
Also, check out our Facebook page,
Okay?
Man to Man Fatherhood Initiative. Be sure to like and follow the page. You can get all the information as far as group sessions, phone numbers, how to reach Man to Man is on that page. Man to Man Fatherhood Initiative. Like and follow, please.
Thank you. If you enjoyed those sessions, feel free to give us a call at the number listed. You have our website. Call us because we are ready to serve. We realize this, that building families is very important, but family is the bedrock of society. When you build families, one family will affect a community. A community will affect the town. The town will affect the city, and the city will affect the nation. So we have to realize family embraces everything that we want to be. We want to be sustainable, we want to be secure, and we want to be strong. So help us build families one father at a time.